Imagine taking like this absolute fire hose of 4K video data, and
Oh,
you're splitting it 8 ways simultaneously, but without losing a single drop of pressure.
welcome to today's deep dive.
Yeah, which sounds basically impossible.
It really does. So our mission today is to unpack this highly technical spec sheet from HDTVSupply. We are looking at the Smart-AVI HDS8P-V2-S. It's an 8-port HDMI splitter.
Right, and we're figuring out how this specific device manages such a massive technical hurdle. Taking a heavy digital stream and perfectly cloning it without any degradation.
Because usually splitting a signal means, a drop in quality.
Yeah, generation loss.
Yeah.
But this spec sheet claims Ultra HD 4K resolution, full 3D support, and a massive 10.2 gigabits per second of data throughput.
Wait, 10.2 gigabits.
Exactly. And that's to all 8 ports at once.
I mean, just to put that in perspective for you listening, that is enough data to download a full-length high-definition movie in roughly 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And this box is just handling that flow constantly, without stuttering. Right, and to understand how it actually manages that volume, you have to look at the architecture. I mean, this is a purely hardware-based solution.
So there's no software operating system in the background.
Zero. No OS running, no firmware updates suddenly popping up and, crashing a live broadcast. The data comes in and it's instantly physically routed out.
But going back to that water main analogy, if you branch a massive high-pressure pipe into 8 smaller hoses, you just get a trickle.
Usually, yeah.
So how does this device maintain maximum video pressure?
Well, because it's not just passively splitting the pipes. Think of this device as like putting a dedicated high-powered water pump at the entrance of every single hose.
Oh, okay, so it repressurizes the signal.
Exactly. Normally, splitting kills the pressure, but this draws its own external power to actively amplify and reclock the digital data at the output stage. It pushes it out with fresh momentum.
Which actually explains another wild stack I'm seeing here, the physical distances.
Oh, the cable runs. Yeah.
Right. It claimed to support up to 50 feet on the input cable and up to 80 feet on the output cables. How is it physically possible to push pristine 4K over copper wire stretching that far? Like, wouldn't the picture just turn to static?
Well, cheap passive cables let the signal degrade over distance, but because this is an active splitter doing that reclocking we just talked about, it can push those heavy data loads across a massive commercial environment.
Like a huge multi-room sports bar or something.
Exactly. And it's not just pushing pixels either. It's carrying massive audio files, like lossless DTS-D, alongside HDCP 1.3 protocol compliance.
Hold on, let's not gloss over the acronyms. What is HDCP 1.3 actually doing for you in a setup like this?
So it's basically the digital copy protection handshake between devices. You know when you plug a screen in and just get that blank black picture?
Ugh, yes. The worst.
Yeah, well, that's usually a failed HDCP handshake. Cheaper splitters drop that secure handshake constantly over long distances.
Oh, I see.
But this device has the processing power to maintain that secure connection across all 8 of those 80-foot runs simultaneously.
Okay, wow. So with it actively clumping data, reclocking signals, and maintaining secure handshakes over insane distances, I have to assume the components aren't cheap.
Definitely not.
Because I'm looking at a retail price of $399 here. And, I mean, I could go online right now and buy an HDMI splitter for $15.
You could, yeah.
So are you telling me that hardware reliability makes up a $380 difference? What justifies that massive jump?
Well, if you're just hooking up 2 standard monitors in a home office, a $15 splitter might be totally fine.
Right, that makes sense.
But this is built for commercial infrastructure.
Yeah.
If you're running a massive sports bar on Super Bowl Sunday,
Oh, man.
right, and your cheap splitter drops the HDCP handshake in the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
you instantly have a room full of furious customers.
Yeah, and lost revenue.
Exactly. You aren't just paying for a metal box. You're paying to ensure that nightmare scenario never happens.
You're basically buying an insurance policy for your whole EV setup.
That insurance policy is the entire point.
And that ecosystem of trust makes a lot of sense for the vendor, too. Looking at our source notes, HDTVSupply isn't some random pop-up store.
No, not at all.
They have a 25-year global history, over 10,000 positive reviews.
Yeah, so for anyone needing to broadcast a flawless 8-screen 4K setup, this really stands out as the ultimate plug-and-play solution. You provide the power, and the hardware actively ensures the video pressure stays at maximum across every screen.
Which leaves you with an interesting thought to ponder. As the whole tech world races toward wireless casting and, cloud-based streaming.
Oh, definitely.
How much longer will physical, heavy-duty copper wire splitters remain the undisputed gold standard for zero-latency video?
It's a great question.
Like, will we always need this kind of physical, active plumbing to keep the 4K water pressure flowing perfectly? Definitely something to think about the next time you're watching a game on 8 screens at once.